State versus Amelia Hittaway, 17-311. It's a drug case. She also has 17-202, a drug case. There may be another case that gets set up.
Judge, our office currently represents Ms. Pittaway in Division 4. If it pleases the court, do we have a case number for the new charge?
I don't.
Okay. At this point in time,
Yes. 17-415.
415, okay.
as far as the arraignment on that charge, we would waive reading of the information and her plea of not guilty on her behalf.
Okay.
And if she could be brought back before Judge Webb, her other cases are on his docket. Mr. Cooper represents her. If we could transfer this matter to his docket.
Has 311 been transferred?
Has it been transferred yet? Do you know? I believe it had. Okay. We believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. November 2nd. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You may stand aside, ma'am. Thank you. State versus Linda Jones, 17-414, delivering controlled substance near certain facilities, other drug-related charges.
Judge,
Ma'am, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Judge, we waive reading of the information and her plea of not guilty. We'd like to be heard on bond.
Okay, go ahead.
Judge, Linda's a lifetime resident of the Baxter County area. All of her family's here. She is currently facing charges in Division 4 that are unrelated to these. We would ask that a $10,000 bond be issued in this case. I think that's appropriate. She has no prior felony convictions.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we are asking for a $30,000 bond. That's the recommendation. This is based on the fact that we've arrested this lady once, and she's bonded out of jail for exactly these same charges. In July of 27, she was charged with possession of controlled substance with purpose to deliver methamphetamine, a B felony, unlawful communication device, C felony, distribution near certain facilities, possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, D felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, D felony. That was in the July of this year. Judge, she bonded out of jail. I think her bond at that time was $20,000. I don't know if this court ever reduced that. And then while free, because of this court's desire to let her not be in jail, or applying the law and allowing this lady rightfully to await trial on those charges, we now find that we are charging this lady with delivery of a controlled substance, distribution, possession of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a list of simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms. Your Honor, this is based on a sale, a controlled buy that took place in this lady's home. So a $30,000 bond isn't excessive. Ms. Jones may be a lot of things, Judge, but we can't stop her from selling methamphetamine. We can, unless it's going to be at least important enough to her to stop selling drugs, Judge. So a $30,000 bond is not excessive in any way.
Well, I'll tell you what, since it's Judge Webb's case anyway, why don't I just have her appear before him on November 2nd? He's probably more familiar with it than I.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll enter the plea of not guilty. That's all we can do today, ma'am. Thank you. State versus Sabrina Anderson, 17-412, possession of controlled substances. Yeah.
Judge, this case is originally scheduled for arraignment today, but I met with Sabrina at length last night at the jail and the prosecutor this morning, and we've worked out an agreement for a change of plea to a modified charge of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Ms. Anderson, I'm looking at your police statement and some terms and conditions. You've gone over these with your lawyer, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you feel you understand what's set out in these documents?
You'll have
Yes,
to
sir.
answer into that, so.
Yes,
she can
sir.
hear.
Do you understand the charges against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to possession of drug paraphernalia?
Yes, sir.
By pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to have a trial, and you also give up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Have you been promised anything other than this sentencing recommendation?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
No, you haven't.
No,
Has anyone threatened or pressured you to get you to change your plea?
no.
Are you pleading guilty because you're in fact guilty?
Yes.
Okay, on or about October 18th of this year, here in Baxter County, you were in possession of some drug paraphernalia. What was she in possession
A
of?
pipe, Your Honor, a meth pipe.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. This time, ma'am, I accept your plea. Place you on, sentence you to 5 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections to be suspended on conditions of probation. You pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, DNA fee of $250, $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, and a drug crime assessment of $125. Pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month beginning within 30 days, and you make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County.
Yes, sir.
And that sentence is under Act 346. So you'll need to go with this gentleman here, and then you'll be transported back to jail where they'll process you out.
Okay.
Go with him right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Justin Avers, 17-411, possession of firearms by certain persons, possession of drug paraphernalia. Good morning. Sir, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you're appearing for an arraignment.
Judge, we waive reading of the information, enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty, and we'll be sending out a scheduling order.
Judge, we would like to address the issue of his bond. I think right now he has a $7,500 bond. The charge is one of possession of paraphernalia and firearms by a certain person. We believe that a $2,500 bond would be appropriate in this matter. Mr. Avers, do you have his yellow sheet handy? He's a longtime resident of the area. Has ties here. The court should know as well, he is currently on probation. His mother, brother, and grandparents live here, and he does have children here.
The affidavit says he was on parole. Is that not correct?
It's not parole, Judge. I believe it's probation. It's. I met with him last night. It's definitely probation. That must be a typo.
I'm sorry. That's right. What probation is provided if he was on probation? Is there a probation revocation case?
I don't know if it's been filed yet. According to probation, it's coming if it hasn't.
It says it has been filed as a result, and I don't see, it's probation.
Yeah, would he be wasting his money?
He will be. He'll simply be rearrested, Judge.
I'll speak with his probation officer, Judge, and see.
Yeah, if y'all can agree to something, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do that since he's out of the room right now. We'll readdress it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you. State versus Hannah Miller, 17409, possession of firearms by certain persons, drug paraphernalia. Yes, ma'am, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and I think you're appearing for an arraignment.
Judge, we waive reading of the information, enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. We'll send out a scheduling order.
Hannah, just so you know, that hold has not been lifted yet, but I'll speak with parole today and see what the status of it is, okay?
Okay,
I'll be in touch.
okay, thank you.
State versus Rebecca Martin, 17405, maintaining a drug premise.
Your Honor, I believe there's a different case.
This one's on 17405, and you're to appear for attorney status today.
I don't have one. I haven't been able to get anybody to come down here and talk to me. I need a bond reduction so I can get out to get something done.
Well, Judge Webb sets your bond at a quite reasonable amount, so
Yes, sir, but I have this other charge from the last month from Chris Steele, and it was supposed to be last week, but then they put it off, the prosecutor put it until this week. It was several charges.
Claimed on me a lot of it, but
That they took my bond, or revoked my bond.
well, I don't know about that. Did you make a bond in this case, you're saying?
No, sir, they've had it pulled, so I couldn't. I've been here 30 days now.
Well, Judge Webb set your bond at $10,000, cash or professional.
Well, that's what they said, but they said they still had a hold on the bond. I thought I was getting out last week also.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but, okay, I'll have you appear on, you gotta have a lawyer,
I get out of
man.
here today. I've been here for 30 days, and I can't get anybody to come see me, and I can't get anything done.
You
and
got
I've lived
money
here
to
all my
hire a
life,
lawyer,
I
I
mean-
bet wanna come visit you. I'm gonna schedule you for attorney status on November 9th at 10 o'clock or soon thereafter as we can get to it.
Is there any way I can get out today?
Yes,
I
ma'am,
mean-
you can make a bond.
Okay, what is that?
Well, in this case here, it says $10,000 cash or professional.
Okay, and is there a hold?
Don't know. They should be able to take you to jail if you have a hold. Do you
Do
know,
y'all know?
Mr. Chisholm?
I don't, Judge, I'll look at it. I know she's got 4 different charges. I don't know what her bond is.
Does she have 4 different cases?
She has 4 different cases.
Oh, well.
Is there any way I can get them all put together? Because this is getting very confusing to me.
Well, I
And
guess,
I've been trying to hire counsel, but nobody will talk to me. And I really need to get out and get some stuff done if they're wanting me to come on these other charges to sign.
somebody represents you on the other charges?
No, sir. Nobody represents me anywhere.
Are the other charges are any of the charges but this one in this division? Do you know?
Judge,
Your Honor, I thought today was to take care of the other 4 charges that they pulled my bond on. And
3 of the 4, Judge, are here in this case.
as far as I knew last week, I was going to be able to bond out on the $10,000. I got my bond down to $10,000, and then I tried to bond out, and they said no, that I still had a hold on me. And I can't get a lawyer down here to talk to me. I can't. It's getting very frustrating because I'm being prosecuted by somebody I owe money, and it's getting.
Well,
Judge, Mr. Bayless, I think withdrew, filed a motion to withdraw on October 23rd in a couple of those cases. I think she's being represented.
I'll just have to look at the files, ma'am. I don't have time to do it at this moment, but I will look at it.
Can I please get out of here today or get a bond today? It's been 30 days and I've got a house, I've lived here all my life, I've got things.
As I said, I'll be happy to look at the files. I cannot do it at this moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. You may stand aside. State versus Tiffany Cortez Lynn, 17403, drugs and firearms, drug paraphernalia, possession with purpose to deliver controlled substances. Ma'am, I'm looking at a police statement and some terms and conditions. Have you gone over these documents?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone over these
Yes, sir.
documents? And it looks like you signed it.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel you understand what's set out in the police statement and the terms and conditions?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to possession of drug paraphernalia? I guess, is that 2 counts of that?
That's correct, John.
And, well, 3, I guess. Possession of drug paraphernalia, 3 counts.
Yes, sir.
By pleading guilty, you give up your right to a trial. You also cannot appeal. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone threatened you or pressured you to get you to change your plea?
No.
Have you been promised anything other than this sentencing recommendation?
No.
Are you pleading guilty, ma'am, because you're in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
What was she in possession of?
Judge, she was in possession of multiple empty plastic bags, multiple digital scales, multiple glass smoking devices used to ingest methamphetamine, multiple syringes used for the consumption of methamphetamine.
Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
What were we going to do with all that?
Get high?
Need the scales for that, I guess. At this time, ma'am, I accept your plea and judge you guilty. Sentence you on each count to 6 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. That'll be suspended on conditions of probation. You are to pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, a DNA fee of $250, a $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, a drug crime assessment of $125, and pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within, it says 60 days, so we'll leave it at that. Make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'll just go with this gentleman here. State versus Jason Biddle, 17402, 17400, 17227, 17277. They're all drug-related cases.
Judge, I'm not sure if 402 and 400 Mr. Biddle's been arraigned on, so if he hasn't, we'll enter pleas of not guilty for him on those.
He has been arraigned.
Okay, there's no action to take in any of these cases today, Your Honor.
We'll leave them as scheduled.
Thank you.
State versus Talitha, is that correct? Jacobson, 17315, delivering controlled substance, unlawful use of communication device, drugs and firearms, other drug-related charges.
Your Honor, this case is progressing along with the scheduling order that's been entered in this case. The only action to take today is to reduce her bond to an agreed upon amount of $10,000 cash or surety.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Very well, that'll be the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may stand aside, ma'am. State versus Cynthia Pyatt, 17313, which is a drug case, and 17309. I'm not sure what that is.
Your Honor, there's no action to take in Ms. Pyatt's cases today. Just leave those on the scheduling order. Cynthia, I'll be down to the jail to see you. I've been ill and haven't been able to get down there, so I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
State versus Wayne Robbins, 17-247, hot check case. Mr. Robbins, I'm looking at a police statement, some terms, conditions. Have you gone over these documents?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what's in the documents?
Yes, sir.
You understand the charge against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to making and uttering hot checks?
Yes, sir.
By doing so, you're giving up your right to a trial and you cannot appeal. You understand this?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering your plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Other than what's in this, the recommendation as to your sentence, other than that, have you been promised anything?
No, sir.
You've been threatened or pressured to get you to do this?
No, sir.
Are you guilty of this crime?
Yes, sir.
What did he do?
Judge, it appears that in January and February of 2017, this gentleman wrote about $4,000 worth of checks to Sears in a very short period of time.
To who?
Sears and also to Goodyear with worthless checks, totaling about $4,308.31.
Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
This time, sir, accept your plea. Judge you guilty. You're sentenced to 6 years in the Department of Corrections. Be suspended on conditions of probation. You're ordered to pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, DNA fee of $250, a $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, $4,734.81 in restitution. Pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 60 days after your release, and you make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County.
Yes, sir.
You'll go with this gentleman here. State versus Brent Atherton, 17-209. Burglary, sexual assault, other charges.
Judge, I've met with Mr. Atherton several times. We are in the process of continuing to develop his defense. There's no action to take on this day's date.
Okay. We'll leave it as scheduled. State versus David Fisk, 17-123. Possession of controlled substance and furnishing prohibited articles. Mr. Fisk, I'm looking at some conditions of suspension of probation
Yes, Your Honor.
and a police statement. You've gone over these documents,
Yes, Your Honor.
and have you signed both of them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you feel you understand what's set out in these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the two charges against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted of these crimes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty to possession of methamphetamine and guilty to furnishing prohibited articles?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you plead guilty, you give up your right to have a trial and you cannot appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's a recommendation in the documents as to what your sentence should be. Other than that, have you been promised anything?
No, Your Honor.
Have you been pressured or threatened to get you to change your plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you guilty of these crimes?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the factual basis?
Yeah, on about March 6th of this year, this gentleman was an inmate in the Baxter County Sheriff's Office, and at that time, he had in his right sock a quantity of methamphetamine.
Did you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
This time, sir, I will accept your plea and adjudge you guilty for possession of methamphetamine. You're sentenced to 6 years in the Department of Corrections. For furnishing prohibited articles, 10 years in the Department of Corrections. Those sentences will be suspended on conditions of probation. You pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, DNA fee of $250, $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, and a drug crime assessment of $125. You pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 30 days, and you make your payments to the Sheriff's Department in Baxter County.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
You'll need to see a probation officer when one becomes available.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.